Hello, I'm Dr.Ashok Kumar, Head Department of Zoology and Industrial Fish and Fisheries, Ganga Singh College, Chapra, running under JP University, Chapra. Now I am going to switch on the topic marine fishery resources of India. In my last class, I had already explained about the inland fishery resources of India. Inland fishery is inside the land masses of India, while marine fishery is in the sea water. The sea which has surrounded India from its east side by Bay of Bengal and west side by Arabian Sea. Now the marine fishery. What is fishery? The business of or place for catching fish is called fishery. Definition has been given by Ali Kunhi. Ali Kunhi was a great fishery scientist, and this is running. There are such parts of marine water from which capture of fishes takes place. That is the inshore water and offshore water. Inshore water and offshore water, pelagic and demersal waters of the sea. This area has been divided into 4 regions by exploration fishery project. Four regions are: first is northwest coast, second is southwest coast, third is northeast coast, and the last one, fourth, is southeast coast. Now, the northwest coast, it covers the coastline of Gujarat, Maharashtra, and a part of Goa. Second is southwest coast. Southwest coast contains a part of Goa, Karnataka, Kerala, and some part of western coast of Tamil Nadu. This is southwest coast. Third is northeast coast or northeast coast. It covers the entire coastline of West Bengal, then Orissa, and a part of Andhra Pradesh. This is the third one. And next is fourth, that is southeast coast. It includes a part of Andhra Pradesh and Pondicherry, Tamil Nadu. This is southwest coast and part of Andhra Pradesh. Part of Andhra coastline of part of Andhra Pradesh, then Pondicherry, Tamil Nadu. This is southwest coast. These are the different coasts. Now, marine fishery resources of India. It depends. Marine fishery resources of India. We have firstly, in ancient days, there was non-mechanized boats, crafts, and non-mechanized gears. Nowadays, different types of modern crafts and gears have been introduced for capturing the fishes from the sea. These are use of mechanized boats and modern gears were used by other countries like USA, Japan, Great Britain, Norway, USSR, etc. Likewise, in India it is also being a power-driven vessel, and modern gears such as trawl nets, shrimp trawl, purse seines, these are used. Today, mechanization of fishing fleet is more in northwest coast of India. Northwest coast of India means north means Gujarat, Maharashtra and Goa. And north today, so northwest coast of India, that is Gujarat, Maharashtra, while it is least in West Bengal, where only non-mechanized crafts and gears. Nowadays, the catch from the east coast is less than the west coast. Hence, in west coast, where Karnataka, Kerala, there are different types of mechanized boats and nets, crafts and gears are used, and out of the total production, total catch from the marine resources, 75% comes from the west coast, and only 25 to 30% comes from the east coast. It is only, as I had already mentioned in my previous class, that the upwelling means mixing of bottom water with the surface water. That is very much prevalent in the western coast. Somalian current, that is from the east coast of Africa, that comes and upwelling has due to upwelling more production has taken place. Now, India has an extensive coastline, that is of 6090 kilometers and 6090 kilometers according to Central Marine Fisheries Research Institute, CMFRI, 1978. Fishing is generally limited to 12 nautical miles. 1 nautical mile is 6076 feet or 1852 meters. That is 11 to 16 kilometers of wide coastal water. The shallow coastal water have a total continental shelf area, as I had already mentioned in the topic fisheries of continental shelf, that total continental shelf area is 2,59,000 square kilometers. In inshore area, it is only 50 meter depth, and that is up to 50 meter depth, that is inshore area, while the offshore water is beyond 50 meters of depth. Hence, more catches is from coastal area, that is up to a depth of 50 meters, and beyond 50 meters it is not very much catch from the deep waters. Hence, coastal water contributes most of the catches, and the present catch, this catch depth of 50 meters is far more than the offshore area. That is, the biological productivity is greater in the inshore waters than in the offshore waters, in shallow waters than in the deep waters, and in warmer water than the colder or temperate or polar waters. Beyond the there are two zones in just above the continental slope, land beneath the sea, that is littoral zone, and just above the limnotic zone. Limnotic zone means above the continental slope, and that is pelagic area. So continental shelf, where the catch from the continental shelf area is more, 75% from 80 to 85% from the inshore area, while 15 to 20% from the offshore area. That is and up to a depth of, as we know, as I had already explained, that up to a depth of 1,000 kilometer, 1,000 meter of the sea, it is bathyal zone, and up to 2,000 meters in the sea, it is abyssal zone. So, beyond the limnotic zone of the offshore water is the zone of vertical depth or continental shelf up to 1,000 meter, and it is called bathyal zone, while up to 2,000 it is called abyssal zone. And productivity of the coast. India has a coastline of, as you know, India has a coastline of 6090 kilometers according to the CMFI, Central Marine Fisheries Research Institute, and is surrounded by, the coastline is surrounded by Bay of Bengal, Orissa, Andhra Pradesh, Pondicherry, Tamil Nadu on its east coast, while from the Arabian Sea on its west side, hence termed West Coast. The captured fishery resources the exclusive economic zone, EEZ, that is EEZ, exclusive economic zone of India, is 2.02 million square kilometer, and 2.02 out of 2.02, 1.16 million square kilometer of east coast, and only 0.86 million square kilometer is from the west coast. But here in east coast it is 1.16 million square kilometer, while on in the west coast is only 0.86 million square kilometer. Hence, but the capture of marine fish is 75% from the west coast, where the EEZ area is only 0.86 million square kilometer, while in the east coast it is 1.16, but the capture of only 25%, only out of the total catch or marine catch, only 25% is from the east coast. Such as the west coast productivity of the western coast is mainly due to the favorable oceanic characters. Such as oceanic characters has influence on the breeding and growth of fishes in the following way. First is oceanic currents form the bottom Antarctic drift, and Somali current from the east coast of Africa towards the west coast of India. Second is in the water of western coast of whaling occurs, that is mixing of bottom water with the surface water, and hence thus the mixing of surface water and deep water takes place, which enhances the fertility of water and the production of the producers. Hence The coast receives further, the west coast receives phosphates and other nutrients from the muddy banks, which enhances the plankton production. And finally, the coastal water is rich in producers and planktons, and there are so many planktons or primary producers. Hence, the fishes get their fishing grounds as well as breeding grounds on the west coast. This is now biogeographical zones. For studying the marine capture fishery statistics, the entire extensive coast of India has been divided into 12 biogeographical zones, and these are, the first is Kerala and South Malabar, Cape Comorin to Punnani River. First is this. Second is Malabar and South Kannada. Now North Punnani to Mangalore. Third is Konkan coast. Konkan, Konkan coast, that is North Mangalore to South Ratnagiri. And fourth is Bombay and Gujarat, Ratnagiri to Bharuch. Fifth is Kathiawar. Sixth is Pak Bay and Gulf of Mannar, that is on the east coast. Seventh is Coromandel coast, south of Kudlore to Devipatnam. Eighth is Coromandel north, means Pulicat Lake to Kudlur. And ninth is Andhra south, means south of Masulipatanam to North Pulicat. Andhra middle, that is Visakhapatnam, Vizag, Visakhapatnam to Masulipatanam. And Andhra north, south of Gopalpur to north of Visakhapatnam. And 12th is West Bengal and Odisha. Hence it has been the marine coast, vast marine coast has been divided into 12 biogeographical zones. Now, pelagic fisheries. Pelagic fishery means those fishes which are found in the surface water, in the upper zone of water of the sea. These fishes are important, that is wild sardines, anchovies, hilsa, half-beaks, and full-beaks, flying fish, exocetus, Bombay duck, ribbon fishes, carangids, mackerels, seer fishes, mullets, mucilcephalus, and unicorn cords. And second is that is pelagic species. These are the pelagic species which are found on the in the upper surface of inshore fishing. And deep sea fishes, these are waters of the deeper waters of the continental shelf and oceanic water. Now assessing the different now the demersal fishes found in the offshore or deep sea water are as follows: tuna or tuna-like fishes, eels, catfish, lizardfish, perches, threadfins, silver bellies, by jaw jumpers, pomfrets, flatfishes, croakers, elasmobranchs, prawns, lobsters, crabs, cephalopods, etc. These are demersal species and they are found in less amount in deep sea water. So demersal fishery of offshore or deep sea water is less, while the shallow water, fisheries of shallow water is more important. That is all about the Marine Fisheries Society of India. Now thank you.